This is the best New York Knicks team that I have seen since I've been alive. I was born in December of 1998, and there just has not been a better Knicks team than this one that we're witnessing right now. And the reason for it is defensively, we're the best, right? Ever since trading for OG Anunoby, we're number one in defensive rating. But it's also net rating too, offensively. OG's number one in January. Jalen Brunson's number two. Josh Hart and Isaiah Hartenstein are also in the top 10. Julius Randle has been playing unbelievable. I was one of the people in the offseason saying that I am done with Julius Randle. This guy has fallen short time and time again in the playoffs. I simply don't trust him. And although, yes, he does need to get it done in the playoffs, look what Randle has done this season. He's put up all-star numbers. He's been a huge reason why we have the best record this month, why we're the best team in the NBA right now, or at least playing like it. And we'll get into Randle a little bit later. He has a shoulder injury. It doesn't look good. He's going to miss time. We're going to talk about this upcoming next week's schedule and how we're going to have to get it done without Randle. But I just want to say that the Knicks, honestly, are just blowing teams out. It's as simple as that, right? It's one thing to win games, but when you're winning by 38, right, against the Nuggets, and the game against the Heat, we absolutely took care of business, 125-109, which is kind of funny because we were down 19-9 at one point. Fourth quarter, we just went absolutely off. Jalen Brunson looked like a man possessed. Everyone's contributing. It's not like there's five guys that are playing well. It's the entire team. I mean, I'm looking at Quentin Grimes, who had 12 points. He continues to show up every single game, despite being in trade rumors. And Grimes did speak to the media about that, saying that he's a professional. He's going to show up and play his best no matter what. Said he's been in trade rumors for, I feel like, forever now, right? And then you got Josh Hart, who scores 14 points. Miles McBride scored 9 points and 3 of 4 from the field. Precious Achiuwa grabbed 10 rebounds, played 31 minutes. He's going to be huge, absolutely critical without Randle. We saw what he was able to do, of course, without Mitch Robinson, who's probably out for the season, and then Isaiah Hartenstein. The depth of this Knicks team is what we were missing last year, I feel like, because we went up against the Heat. Yeah, Jalen Brunson was awesome. Some other guys had their moments, but top to bottom, we just did not have the roster of the Heat. The Heat had these undrafted players that just wanted it more, and Randle struggled. So this time around, I feel like we're in a much better position for the playoffs. That's simply what it is, guys. We're just a more balanced team with OG. Defensively, we weren't good before we got him. Now we're the best. And offensively was never the struggle for the Knicks. We have an abundance of offense. I mean, Jalen Brunson this season is averaging 26.6 points per game, which is 12th in the NBA, 6.5 assists, which is 15th. He's shooting 48% from the field, and he's grabbing 3.9 rebounds. Not to mention what Brunson has done from the three-point line. I mean, this season, he is shooting 42.6% from three, 83.5% from the free throw line. So Brunson, look what he's done, guys, recently. It's just ridiculous. I mean, 41 against the Wizards, 38 against the Raptors, 30 against the Nets, 21 against the Nuggets, 32 against the Heat. And I feel like the most casual Knicks fan on YouTube, because when we signed Brunson, I knew nothing about him because I only watched the Knicks, so I didn't even know he was balling in the playoffs and things like that. Super casual. And I'm thinking he's 6'2" at most. Thinking, man, he played with Luka. How good can he be as the guy with the Knicks? And he has just completely blown me away. And I understand that there's probably not many Knicks fans listening to this right now that thought Brunson was going to come in and do this. But there were a lot of Knicks fans in my comments saying, dude, go check out Brunson. He's for real. He's that dude. And I did. And I was like, oh my God, they're right. And then I quickly changed my opinion before the Knicks even played because I realized that his numbers were better with Luka off the court. And we know he gets it done in the playoffs, so we know he's going to be built for New York. Many players aren't built for New York. Jalen Brunson certainly is. So it's just unbelievable what Brunson has been able to do. He's honestly probably on the team-friendliest contract in the NBA. What is he making, $26 million a year? I mean, how much are some of these other guys making? Fred VanVleet is an unbelievable player. I mean, he's making over $40 million a year. Brunson is just a steal of a contract. And then, of course, Randle, that shoulder injury. It's unfortunate, too, because 4 minutes left, we were up, 17, and Randle gets hurt. We've seen that happen with RJ Barrett, with Coach Tibb, and we've seen it happen with Derrick Rose. There was no reason that Julius Randle should have been in the game, up 17 points with 4 minutes. Now, I know some of you guys might be thinking, well, hang on a second here. A team in the NBA can come back from 17 in 4 minutes. You're right, they can, but not this Heat team. They had no momentum, nothing going. It was 36-23 in the fourth quarter. There's no logical reasoning to why Randle should have been in that game. And now we're going to be without him for this entire week. And that's an issue because for really two reasons. The first reason, well, three reasons. Randle's just a really good player and we need him, but the Knicks are 29-17. They're a game out of Philadelphia for the 3 seed, and they're 3 games out of the 2 seed. 6 games out of the 1 seed. We do not want to be the 4 seed. Why? Because in the second round, we'd potentially be matched up against the Celtics if we both win in the first round. The Celtics are 3-0 against us this season. Now, obviously, all 3 of those wins came in before the OG trade, but I don't want to play the Celtics in the second round. Can we beat the Celtics? Yes. Will we? I don't know. I'd rather play Milwaukee, certainly, which means that we got to get the 3 seed. It's as simple as that. Have Philadelphia go up against Boston in the second round. They can duel it out, because that's just my opinion. I mean, you guys might disagree with it, but we need Randle out there, because if you look at our schedule this upcoming weekend, and let me pull it up for you guys. So we play the Hornets tomorrow, or depending on when you're watching this, maybe today, 7 p.m. That's okay. We're 3-0 against the Hornets this season. We've beaten them by a combined 60 points. They're just not a very good team. They're 10-34, and they traded their second most point scorer in Terry Rozier. After that, they're on a back-to-back, the Utah Jazz, who are 24-23, which doesn't sound the greatest, but they've won 17 of their last 23 games. And you look at their last 15 games, they're first in the league in points, 6th in field goal percentage, 3rd in rebounds. They're 2nd in assists, 4th in blocks. This team is playing unbelievable well right now. Unbelievably well. And they're also traveling from Brooklyn in the back-to-back, whereas we're coming from Charlotte. So they have a huge advantage against us. 1, because of the distance, but also 2, because there's no Randle. I mean, Jordan Clarkson is so good. 5 assists per game and also 17 points. Or actually 18 points for Clarkson. And then Lauri Markkanen, 24 and 9. Walker Kessler is averaging 3 blocks a game. Back on December 13th, the Knicks lost 117-113 against this same Jazz team, who has won 11 of their last 15 games. It's going to be incredibly difficult. Thursday, we're facing the Pacers. This team can put up points in a hurry. Pascal Siakam is averaging 22, 8, and 6 in the 5 games for the Pacers. Sorry, way too much football talk. The Pacers, they're the best shooting team from the field, and they're 5th from deep. They're going to put up a lot of points against the Knicks. Actually, maybe not, because our defense has been unbelievably lights out. Maybe they won't put up a ton of points, but it's going to be, I feel like, a high-scoring game. And without Randle, are we going to be able to get that done? Are guys going to step up? I guess we'll see. And then we face off against the Lakers on Saturday. The Lakers are playing high-level basketball right now. I mean, they've got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. They've won 6 of their last 10 games. They're 2nd in field goal percentage and 3rd in three-point percentage over that duration. We did beat them in LA back in December, 114-109, but Randle had 27 and 14 in that game. Jalen Brunson scored 29 points. So I feel okay without Randle. We need him. There's no question about it. We're going to lose probably a few of these games if I had to bet on it this next week, just because we can't ignore how important Randle is to us. I mean, this is a guy that's going out there and putting up 24, 9, and 5 a game on 47%. So he's a big-time loss. I just think our depth will be able to get us through it. Even if we split these next 4 games, I don't think we can complain without our second-best player, an all-star level player. I mean, this is a tough schedule.